making a seamless connectivity accessibility possible for all of us. At NASCOM and Future Skills Prime, we understand the importance of keeping up with the latest trends and tools in this domain. We believe the upskilling and reskilling are crucial in a tech-driven world. Our aim is to create a robust talent pipeline for the industry and make India the digital talent nation of the world. Today, we are honored to have with us Mr. Aditya Johar, Chief Solutions Officer at Orange Mantra, who has over 10 years of experience in the technology sector with a background in both software and hardware. Aditya is an avid programming enthusiast, and his expertise include cloud architecture, IoT, AI, and ML. He has developed product for major enterprises in India and abroad, and always considers technology as a means to an end. Over to you, Aditya. Please do share your insights on how web and mobile technology are driving digital transformation for all of us.
Thank you. Hi, very good afternoon to all of you guys. And just before we begin, let me just pull up the PPT that we had. Amrita, did we copy over the PPT? Seem to be missing the pen drive. Yeah. So we have science students here. All of you are science students. Yes, you guys can say yes and no. Yes, okay. And just biotechnology, or are you guys, what sciences are you into? Sorry? Computer science, okay. And which, do we have traditional sciences as well, like chemistry, mathematics, physics over here? Someone in chemistry? Who's in chemistry? One person? Two people? Three. Three people in chemistry. And in physics, how many do we have? Nobody in physics. What about biology? Biology, biochemistry, biotechnology. We have one student, two students. Bio, three students, three. Everyone else is computer science? Everyone else is computer science. Okay, fantastic. So just as we begin, so you know the approach when you are working as or when you're studying engineering or a B.Tech, sometimes you tend to feel that okay, we are doing B.Tech, we are engineers. And then when you're studying science, you feel like okay, we are doing some theoretical knowledge, we are more into the theoretical side of things. My background also, just to let you guys know, I also have a BSc background, just like yourselves. My background is also Bachelor of Science. I did a Bachelor of Science in Geology and Physics and a minor in Mathematics. So we are very similar, and except when I started my career, I kind of realized that coding was, one of the things in high demand, and that was more fruitful, or I guess one thing led to another, and that's how we began. So today's session is about user experience, how you develop products that have a great user experience. The second part is how do you develop a product that is visible online, that people can find. You might build the greatest thing ever, but if people can't find it, it's not really useful. So you need to have a way to make your product visible. And also, once, what are the tools and techniques that you use to make your product visible? Something like SEO, search engine optimization, search engine. Thank you. Thanks, Amrita. So I would like this to be an interactive session. I would like you guys to talk, to share your points as well. I would ask you many questions along the way, and you can ask me questions as well. I would love that. So we are science students. Let's begin from that perspective. Why did we choose science? Can one of you guys or girls just answer? Why did you pick BSc over B.Tech? What was the reason for that? Parents ne bola? Parents said no. What was the reason that we picked BSc over BTech? Can anyone give me an answer? I'm sure you all have an answer. Why did you pick it? Did you love science? Who wants to say? Go ahead, guys. It's okay. You please speak. Please speak and please speak openly. Let's make this an interactive session. Can you speak, please? Can you tell me why you picked science? Yes, go ahead, please. No. Okay. I'll tell you why I picked science and why I picked physics when I started. The reason for that was I thought that science would.
Which was that file, that video, Future Skills Prime with this one?
No, yaar. It was a PPT.
Video is there.
Okay, then let it be. His file is here.
My file was already here. Yes,
Yeah.
it's done.
Okay.
Yes.
Just make it full screen.
Yes.
And then you can just now click.
Perfect. Right. So guys, you know the beauty about science, and just in the previous session we were talking a lot about how we make our skills applicable to the rest of the, to the industry, to the enterprises, to the community. So the goal is always that whatever we do should have some kind of impact on people, on positive impact on people. Otherwise, gaining some knowledge, keeping it to yourself, and not benefiting or not impacting the society in any way is not really fruitful for anyone. So we always need to have an approach that whatever we do and whatever we learn, whatever are the skills that we learn, whatever are the, the approaches we take, we must have a positive impact. Now coming to the positive impact side of things, in today's time, everything is digital. You might, you might be working on your chemistry labs, and you might be doing a bunch of work with your physics practicals, like we used to do. Even the measurements where we used to use those manual analog vernier calipers, even those have become digital now. That's just the simplest way of saying it, that everything is moving and going and getting digital. So if everything is going digital, we need to keep up with it. Now, being science students, being from a science background, being from a biology or a physics or a chemistry or especially most of you are computer science background, so it's almost like engineering. There's no difference. It's almost the same. You guys are just more focused towards computers. But whatever we build, there must be a user experience to it. Whether we are building a website, whether we are building a mobile application, whether we are building an online tool, whether we are building an enterprise, HR management system or accountants management system, anything like that, there has to be a user experience to it. What is a user experience? Generally, a user experience is how do you make the user engaged with your product? How many people are using Instagram in this room? We have only 5 people using. I can't believe that. See, I know science students are generally shy, but I don't think you will be that shy. You should. We have everyone using that. Now, just think about why Instagram is so widely used. What is the reason? The reason for it being so widely used is because it's engaging. You open the application and there is some content there that is interesting for you to watch, that is interesting for you to see. Whether it's something that your friend posted, whether it's some image that's cool that you think that you've been liking photos of, say, Nike shoes, and you see a picture of it comes up because the algorithm understands what are your likes and dislikes, what are the things you want to see, what are the things you do not want to see, and the algorithm generates those things for you. So that is the user experience you get when you use a platform or an app like Instagram. You get a user experience. Now that experience has to be engaging. Why is it one of the most widely used applications in the world? Top 3, top 5 applications. Why is that? The reason for that is because it engages you. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you interested. You want to, most of you would agree that you go on Instagram maybe once every 5 minutes, maybe once every 10 minutes. There are people who are so engaged with it that they need to be on it all the time. Now, that's not some magic that's happened. That's really not magic, or there's really a science to how Instagram or a platform like, Facebook, or even news websites like Times of India, Indian Express, how they design their content. In fact, user experience is so much everywhere that even when you go to the supermarket, they are generating a user experience for you by placing the products they think will be most applicable and most useful for you. That user experience is basically the story that engages you and drives you and pulls you in to be a part of the entire, be a part of that product. User experience is by far one of the key factors of the success of any product. If you have a product that is great, if you develop another photo sharing app, but if it's not as interesting as Instagram, or if it doesn't have that user experience that Instagram does, you keep scrolling, the content never ends, the stories keep popping up, and you get notifications all the time. You can get notified when certain things happen. If the user experience of your product is not that great, even though the functionality might be the same, it's not going to capture a lot of audience for you. So what is user experience design? Whenever you think of a product, whenever you think of a platform, whenever you think something you want to build, generally you want to put that down in one line. You want to define whatever you want to build in one line. That, let's talk about, let's say, TikTok, when TikTok was around. TikTok was a platform which was a platform for video sharing. That's it. You could put it in one line and it will be defined. You can talk about any successful product in today's time. Paytm, you can say it's a platform for making payments, for making UPI payments. You can say the same thing about BharatPe, or you can say the same thing about Google Pay. You have to be able to define your product and the feature of your product, the core of your product, in one line. If you're not able to define your product in one line, you need to think a little more, because getting that simplicity is key to making it very successful. Now, when you have that one line, when you've defined, then you need to define what is the user experience design. So you have functionality, reliability. Functionality is the key. What function does your product solve? You might create an application, say, that does big data analytics for a terabyte of data using Apache Kafka, and you've got all that streaming data coming in. That's the functionality of your product. How does the user use it? How does the user utilize that data analytics stream coming in? What are the screens? How do you make it easy to use for the user? Has anyone used any of the cloud platforms like Google Cloud or AWS over here? We have a lot of computer science students, so have you used Google Cloud? Anyone? You have used Google Cloud? One person has used out of about 100. 2 people. What about AWS? Anyone used AWS? You have used AWS? You understand what are virtual machines? Do you guys, we have mostly first years here, second years, or third years? First years. Okay. So you guys have a concept about what virtual machines are, being from the BCA, MCA background. How do you serve? What is a server? When you're considering the functionality of your product, and when you're considering what your product does, you must be able to define that in one line, and you must be able to define what is the experience the user has. You've developed this great big data, analytics product. You've developed it. Now, what are the screens that the user will see? Google, AWS, Microsoft Azure, they spend billions of dollars to make the UI, the user interface of their cloud platforms, interesting for everyone to use and easy for everyone to use. They have to be easy for everyone to use. So basically, if it's like, if it's too tough to use, the people won't